So I made this today, published 6 hours ago. We'll see. We'll see what we have going on. But let's start off with first off the cap. So the cap is going to stay flat for the next couple of years at $81.5 million. Right now, our cap hit is 73.38 because we have Sorokin now signed to a $2 million contract, which leaves us $8.119 million to re-sign. Potential UFAs: Matt Martin, Derek Brassard, Tom Kuhnhackl, Andy Green, and Thomas Greiss, all of which I do not think come back. And then the RFAs: Barzy, Pulock, and Toews. So in this situation, we already have Lee, Brock, Ebbs, Bayo, JPG, Bailey, Otto Koivula, Kyle Clutterbuck, Michael Dowcole, Zeker, Ross Johnson, Boychuk, Leddy, Pellick, Mayfield, Varlamov, and Sorokin. So if you just re-signed those three guys and bring up your extra, or you have your extras as Ladd, Leo, maybe Koivula, maybe he drops down, Hickey, Dobson, and then in the minors you have Holstrom, Wallstrom, Bellows, Fritz, Bardreau, all guys who have or can play, NHL forward on the New York Islanders, and then as defense you have Bode Wild. Those are all your options right now. That's kind of the team you're looking at. So with this, your expendable contracts in order would be Andrew Ladd with his $5.5 million a year. Definitely trying to get rid of that. You have John Boychuk with his $6 million a year. Definitely trying to get rid of that. And then you have Nick Leddy, who is only really going to be traded just because his contract is so big. If we didn't have to trade him, we would not, because he is actually pretty good. So the expected contracts that I'm kind of thinking right off the bat, you have Matt Barzal. I'm thinking he does a 3-year, $7 million, so $21 million overall. I think that's a good bridge. I think by then the cap will start going back up. Other guys: Ryan Pulock and Devon Toews. So I think Pulock, it's going to be interesting to see what guys really get, because you could get fucking 6x6 in a regular year where the cap goes up $3 million, like it's kind of been doing. So now all of a sudden you go from your $3 million or your $3 million extra, which puts you at like 12, and $12 million is way easier because you only get rid of one contract. So you get rid of like a Leddy, which is one of your cheapest expendable ones. All of a sudden you go up by 5, that's 17. You have $17 million to sign 3 guys. That's much easier. Now that you only have 14 to sign 3 guys, one dude who's probably going to take half of that, and the other 2 who are going to have to split the other 7 somehow, is pretty rough. And then you still have to add guys. Like, I have here Sebastian Aho. It's an $850,000 contract. You have guys that you might want to bring up, like fucking Bellows, which is still $850,000, but you still need that fucking $1.5 million for these 2 guys. So after going through a bunch of other people's practice GM fucking bullshits, this is what I came across. So this trade right here looked like to be the best trades for the Islanders and the most realistic trades that the Devils, Detroit, and LA would take. So I have Miles Wood, a left winger, younger guy on a restricted free agent contract, getting like $2.5 million a year, something like that. And then you're getting rid of Johnny Boychuk, and to eat that contract and trade their younger, decent prospect. I've heard goods and bads. You take Otto Koivula, Bode Wild, and your 5th round pick. So that Johnny Boychuk to Bode Wild is kind of, you have Johnny Boychuk for the next 3 years, and then Bode Wild the next 3 years after that, or the next years after that, because he'll be ready in about 3 years. Otto Koivula is just a sweetener. So good depth, younger guy, someone that looks pretty good in the eyes of our staff and management. And then a 5th round pick. What I have also been told is take out Koivula, give a 3rd round pick, and they'll take the deal. That seems like a pretty realistic trade. Not sure if they would do that, but definitely something to think about. I don't know if they want to try it. I don't know if they want to give up Bode Wild, but defense is definitely a spot where we can kind of give up some guys. So that would get rid of a $6 million contract. So that would be very, very beneficial. You're pretty much swapping that with because Koivula, Boychuk for Woods is almost offset. If you also add Pulock in that, so close but no cigar. So you still got to get rid of more fucking shit. So in that case, I don't even know what the Islanders would get back, but Thomas Hickey and I was told make the fourth a third. So that's why I didn't give New Jersey the third, was because I knew Detroit would have to get a third or a fourth. So they get a third round pick and Thomas Hickey. Thomas Hickey's contract isn't ridiculous. It's actually not half bad. It's like a $2.5 million contract. And he's a good player. He's just not really needed on this team because we have our top four is like almost impenetrable. But then our bottom two, I guess, is somewhere where he could play. But it's just because of his contract that he's not really coming back up. But it's nice to keep that contract down in the minors if we can. But still a good guy, good offensive defenseman. I think he still has value and is not. He is technically a cap dump, but I don't think he's really that much of a dump off, you know. And then we have the Kings and the Islanders making this swap. So I don't know who this dude was, but he was someone put in a different trade. And I think that they only take Andrew Ladd's contract for a first overall pick. Someone told me it could be cheaper than that. Personally, I would love that. Realistically, the only problem that I have with that is the fact that now everybody's going to try to dump off cap. The cap's not going up. So these teams who have cap space, who have like 15 plus mil of cap space, they need to eat bad contracts and take in picks. Oh my god. I would be eating the worst contracts, but I would be taking all of their picks. I'd be taking a ridiculous amount of picks. So maybe you give them. There's only so many fucking second rounders you have in the world, man. So that's the only thing. So it'll be tough, but I think you do have to give up that first round pick to eat Andrew Ladd's contract, just because I think the demand is gonna go up. I think contracts will go down, obviously, and picks will go up. The value of them is gonna go through the roof. So this will be the set out we have. I got our 23 guys with only fucking with like $1 million and $100,000 to spare. So we got Barzal, Bayou, Eberle. That's kind of the line we've been rolling with. So Beauvillier also needs to get paid next. No, he doesn't have to get paid. He'll probably see a contract pretty similar to what he's got now, depending on what he does next season. If he has another contract if another season like this, I don't really see why you pay him like more than that, to be honest. I don't know who would offer sheet him to. You might see more offer sheets coming up, actually, now that I kind of think about it. You might see more offer sheets because of the fact that these picks, the values are going up, but the values are going up only to E cap. So if you can get rid of some cap and give up the picks, that's really what it is. If you can find young, cheap talent that you can match something with, it'd be interesting. Don't know how that's gonna go, but it'll be interesting. So Brock, Bailey, and Lee, pretty good. That $7 million contract is still a lot. As much as I love Anders Lee, that's a tough contract that the Islanders took on right there. The JPG, JGP, I don't know, whatever. JGP. Miles Wood, taking that left wing right there, and Leo Komarov right there. I think Leo, if this was starting day, you got Leo Komarov, but then there's also Kiefer Bellows. You could You could swap those two if you're trying to get more offensive output. If you're looking for, you know, steadier play, you put in Komarov. So that all depends on how Kiefer Bellows does. But I think that you could throw him on the right side, even though he's not really right winger. Fuck it, like you gotta do some shit sometimes to get into the NHL lineup. And then that last line, Ross Johnson and Michael Delcole might flip around a little bit. But then you got Zizekas and Clutterbuck. Not bad. Matt Martin, unfortunately, does not come back. So, Leddy, Mayfield, Toews, Dobson, Pulock. Pulock would be the number one. And then you probably have Leddy, Mayfield. Or maybe Leddy, Toews, and then Mayfield, Dobson. I don't know what they want to exactly do with that. But, and then you still have the Sebastian Aho. So he's a left hand, so you probably also throw him on the left side. So Detroit, not sure why they do this for a fourth. And then the goaltenders, but not sure why they do this for a fourth. Kings say yes, but remember Ladd is going to go on long-term injury reserve. If he can, that'd be great. How? I'm not sure. Red Wings might do it for a third. So I was trying to chip them short, but it seems like you're really going to have to do something for a third, especially with the reason of shit going up. Take out Otto, make the fifth a third, Devil accept. A mid-fourth is basically worthless. So you might have to give them more. That kind of makes sense. Devils say yes on this one. I think that's basically the same type of value. But someone was saying in another one, I think this was a good point, that some young depth is sometimes better than just a ton of draft picks. So cheap contracts right now for the Devils, because they could take all that and then still have room for their own shit. But we'll see, because we still take $2 million from them. So it's not like they're taking just a ton and then we're just getting like a late pick. They can still dump off like a little bit. Same thing with like the Hickey. That's what I'm saying. That Hickey and Miles Wood, that type of transaction isn't horrible for a team. Like it's not really a cap dump at all. Decent job, wouldn't doubt. I would doubt it would actually take a first to move Ladd. I would hope. I would like to not give up the third, but yeah. The first, but yeah, I'd like to give up like a fucking third. I agree, as do this for a third and Hickey. Yep. Okay. He has bad nagging injuries. But nagging injuries, I don't know if that puts you on the LTIR. Percy, if how he did tears ACL. He, I think, was asking for a lot. A second round for 2 years, low under. I don't remember how much time he has left on his contract. Saying a second for Thomas Hickey's contract. Let's see. He's got 2 after this season. So a third, maybe a second. We don't have any seconds though. But I think their entire team is fucking having an expired contract. On a different note though, trying to get a Johnny Gaudreau trade going. So Johnny Gaudreau's contract is, I think, $6.75 million. Yep. So we would have to take a cap hit for him because they're trying to get Hall. Is that what the final goal would be? Is to fucking get Hall. Oh my god. How this would happen, it would be a miracle. You would have to give up Scott Mayfield. I do not think that they are in the situation to take a cap hit at all. They'll have $16 million next season with a goaltender to sign. So 3 mil. So they'll probably have $3 million tied up here. They have to re-sign and restructure some of this shit. Some guys gotta come back, some guys aren't. Older guys, so I don't know if they're gonna get their money like that. This, I'm not sure what they have, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys, and you have 13 mil. I think it's like less than $2 million each. I don't know, it's tough. I don't know what cap they could take and still end up with Taylor Hall. Which is so strange, because I guess they want picks back. I think they want cheap D. I think right-handed D is what they'll be looking for, right? Yeah, their top two are lefties, so they're losing a right-handed defenseman. I doubt they eat Johnny Boychuk's contract. Maybe. If you send Boychuk and like a second round pick or a first round pick to them, though, you don't lose any of his cap. It'll be tough. There's not a chance that they get Johnny Gaudreau. I don't see that happening. I really do think that this right now is the most realistic thing for them to do. Let's just see real quick if there's any new Islander ones. I don't think so. It'll be more than fucking interesting, man, let me tell you. It'll be something fucking else. This is interesting. If they got the first overall pick, is that what we're trying to say? Oh yeah, and then he didn't even add fucking free agencies. Bunch of bitches. Check out some quick mock trades. This I thought was interesting. Jeremy Baracco for Josh Hosang's fucking rights. I don't know why everyone doesn't just trade their rights like that. Like Josh Hosang's, his rights are gonna be fucking gone, no doubt. No doubt. Anyway. Thank you for fucking coming along, motherfuckers. Oh, wait. Thank you for fucking coming along, motherfuckers. It has been real. More shit to come as fucking sports start next week. Let's fucking go, man. So, gang, and fucking peace out, yard.